It's the Russian leg sweep.
What's up, everybody? This is Mike.
Morgan.
Mikey.
We're the Russian Leg Sweep, and tonight we have a really special guest. He is PWI, Pro Wrestling Illustrated's most inspirational wrestler from 1995. He's a 19-time champion through several promotions all over the world. He is one of the most famous professional wrestlers from our childhood. He's been on our TV screen all the time. This is Mr. Technical, Barry Horowitz. How are you, Barry?
Wow. First of all, I'm doing great, and it's an honor to be on your show. That was a hell of an intro. I mean, you definitely did your homework.
Yeah. I'm really interested to talk to you. We all are. Yep. And I think it's important that we know what we're talking about a little bit, at least a little background.
I got to give you props on the Russian leg sweep, because that was definitely one of my finishing moves, and not too many people, you'll see a Russian leg sweep done on various promotions, and there's a right way and there's a wrong way, and you could just make, basically what I'm saying is you could make the Russian leg sweep looking like chicken shit, and you can make it into chicken salad.
Yeah, absolutely. And we go nuts for a solid Russian leg sweep. I think Bret Hart has the best. Morgan says it's Brett Armstrong. Who do you think has the best leg sweep of all time?
I'm going to say Brad Armstrong. The Russian leg sweep is how I would use it, not for a finish. I was incorporating if I'm working the neck or the back, and I hit you with that off of something, then I went into a suplex or I went into a backbreaker. But the good Russian leg sweep, first of all, not done too quick. The way Brett did it was one move, grab it, boom. Right. The way Brad did it is similar to me and how I was taught by the great Malenkos, is hook the leg, Russian leg sweep, and if you slow-mo the production, all four of our legs should be off the mat. We're in midair, crashing down. That's when it looks spectacular. So you got good and you got great. You got good, it's just boom. Okay, maybe a fast one out of the blue, but then when you're creeping up on it and you want to make it look slow and methodical, you hook that grapevine, you both bend over at the same time. I hook the chin protecting your neck. We both go up, boom. Much more spectacular in my eyes and how I was told.
There's a reason they call you Mr. Technical.
Exactly. That's speaking, by the way.
Now, I'll tell you what, I want to go back. Early 70s, 12-year-old Barry Horowitz. He's watching championship wrestling from Florida. Yep. Thunderbolt Patterson versus Mr. Clean.
Yep.
What do you think? What are you thinking?
I'm going, wow, what the hell is this? And I got to be part of it. That's what I want to be. And, there's a lot of kids say that, and it just disappears, it vaporizes, and there's nothing of it. But I knew for sure. I mean, started the training, started watching, started collecting things. I just was on a hunt, a mission, and basically I was paying my dues before I was introduced to the great Malenko.
That's incredible. That's a solid. I mean, once you get the idea, you say in a lot of your interviews you're a pursuer, and it started very early.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. You gotta pursue, and you gotta be accountable. You gotta have drive. I mean, there's 1,000 words for all this, and it's all about discipline.
Absolutely.
From the training to the watching to just, I mean, everything, training, dieting, and building a platform. I just didn't want to be a guy, hey, you're a pro wrestler, and I did the backyard scene. No,
Right.
I did my steps with the amateur ranks, and I was trained by the best, and no more of thinking about it, one of the best. I was trained by the best. If we want to debate that, if I want to argue with another wrestler that was trained by a guy that's been around for 2 years, I will. But you can't beat the Malenkos. And I emphasize the S on Malenkos because it was the great Malenko and his 2 sons, Joe and Dean, which I call Jody and Shelley. I mean, that's their real name, so that's what I'm used to anyway.
Now, before we get into your time with the great Malenko and his sons, now I want to go back to Dixie Hollins High School. You're a Rebel. You're a 2-time state qualifier in Florida in the 171, 185-pound weight divisions, respectively. Now, legend has it, that is where the world-famous back pat started. Is this true?
Yeah, it was kind of like just a half-ass one like that, and I was just being a smart ass, and I got disqualified, and I don't even know why I did that. I don't know if it just came like that or just from watching various matches or watching various action movies. I don't know, but I kept it in my back pocket for a long time. I never forgot about it, and it came out eventually, and it came out right. And anybody else that does it is a wannabe.
Yeah, you're as we say, the OG.
I mean, yeah, I'm not getting on my promos and not going to these meet and greets, or even when I was in the ring and going, okay, brother. I mean, I don't do that. Okay. Right. You know, I want to be real first. Finish first.
Now, after high school, you went to Florida State University, Tallahassee.
Best
you wrestled?
Best college in Florida. Go ahead.
Right. I agree.
Home of Bobby Bowden.
Deion Sanders and Ron Simmons. Yep. I want to ask you a little bit about Ron Simmons because was he there when you were there?
No, I never ran. No, I was only there for a year. Okay. I never graduated. I left for various reasons, financial reasons, and also I had a chance to turn pro. So who knows what would have happened if I graduated in 4 years. I don't know what it would have happened, but I don't think about that. I don't look back.
Sure.
As far as Ron Simmons goes, what a class act guy. I know Ron Simmons from Florida Championship Wrestling when he was green, new. And I was told by the booker, Kevin Sullivan, make him go 10 minutes. He blows up quick. So that was my job. You know, Ron be gassing at 6 or 7, and I got to keep it going to 10. And, Ron is a fantastic athlete. Just everything about him is a class act. He's a great guy. I run into him here and there. I saw him, I guess a year and a half ago, him and Butch Reed it was Butch Reed. I saw Animal. We were all at this meet and greet convention in Allentown, PA. And it's a shame because that's the last time I saw Butch Reed, and that's the last time I saw Joe Laurinaitis. And Ron was there, and we always cut up and get along. He's really a good guy. I like him a lot, and he's a hell of an athlete.
That's really good to hear. It's always good to hear good stuff about people. Say that again. I'm sorry.
And he's a cheapskate.
That's how you make money, right? It's not about how much you make; right. It's how much you save.
Got that right. Johnny Weaver told me that.
Now, tell me about Lenny Greenberg.
Oh yeah, I mean that's where it really stems. Basically, in a nutshell, is a friend of a friend knows this gentleman. He's an entrepreneur. He's a multimillionaire years ago, and he's got his hands in everything. He knows about wrestling, but that's not his forte. His forte is he's got his hands in everything, and he's a businessman. Right. And, you know, I'm Jewish. He's Jewish. He's going to help me out. And all of a sudden, you know, I went to lunch with him. I went to a couple of meetings. I mean, I guess he wanted to impress me, and he did. Again, I think I was 19 or something. And he came in and he says, okay, here's this address. You're going to go meet the great Malenko. I went to a judo school somewhere in Tampa, Ed Malley's School of Judo. And if I'm not mistaken, Ed Malley is a world champion judo practitioner to this day. Mm-hmm. And what's ironic is he owned a school. You go in this room that held about, I don't know, it would hold 30 people. Maybe there was 10 of us in there, judo mats. And for 6 months, I'm getting my ass bumped and stretched by Jody and Shelly and the great Malenko. And I'm in there 3 times a week, 3 hours a night, after a part-time job, after training, never missed in 18 months. And let me tell you something, that'll toughen you up, those inch pads getting back dropped and getting hip tossed. And then finally we went to a mattress factory in Tampa, which had 2 rings, an 18-footer and a 20-footer. And then I thought I was in heaven, especially in those rings. It felt so much better. And again, it was about 104 in the summer, about 40 degrees in the winter. You know, a little bathroom and, you know, bring your water, Gatorade and whatnot. But I'm happy for everything that I've went through. You know, I correlate and I try to gravitate towards these 2 songs. I'm a big country music fan. And by the way, I was in the #1 country music video, CMT, Joe Diffie, Pickup Man.
Absolutely. I was going to ask you about that a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that was the She Is It, if you know what I mean. So anyway, I said, I think about my career of paying my dues. If I had it my way and I was in charge, everybody would be broken in Japan. Right. Get your ass beat, stretched, do jobs, check your ego in at the corner. If you're worried about your win-loss record, go call Dana White up. He'll have Brock Lesnar tune you up in about 10 seconds.
Right.
He'll friggin' stretch you and knock your ass out with that lunchbox. But anyway, that's what I think. So getting back to the songs, The Dance by Garth Brooks and The Climb by Miley Cyrus. And
very similar themes.
It's all about paying dues. You're going up the stairs. You're going up the stairs. You pass those people as you go up and down. A lot of guys forget, though, that they pass back and forth. They just think it's stardom constantly, you know?
Right.
They forget where they come from is what I'm trying to say, Mike.
Right. You got to appreciate the ebbs and flows.
That's right.
All now, speaking, did you, your first, when you went pro, from what I understand, you did your time in the dojo and then the mattress factory, and then you were equipped with basically a list of phone numbers. You hopped in your car and went to a payphone and started making some phone calls.
Yeah. Yeah, I was I've given that sheet of paper. It was like Xeroxed with big-time promoters, Nick Carlos Colon for Puerto Rico, Don Owens for Portland, Gorilla Monsoon for the WWF when Vince Sr. was there. And I didn't know my surroundings, but I said I'm just getting in the car and I'm driving there. I'm doing it. I had some money saved and I rented out a house. I actually went in one of those old school phone booths about a block from the beach, dialed up Monsoon's number. I don't remember who answered the phone. I think maybe his wife. This was before cell phones, and just answered, and I thought I was working a worker, which I wasn't. Come on, this man's an icon, a legend. And I'm here on about 20, 21 and saying, well, how long you been working, kid? And I said 2 years, which I wasn't. And he says, show up at Allentown. We film every 3 weeks. We do Allentown on Tuesday. We do Hamburg, PA on Wednesday every 3 weeks. And, you know, you need to get there kind of early. This was before catering even. And you would, just get something to eat, whatever. And I'll tell you what, in 2 days, I probably wrestled 6 times, 7 times.
Now, And this is where they film TV, right?
That's where they film TV.
Okay.
And then now I'm starting to get awarded some house shows. I'm working with Jose Estrada. I'm the babyface. I'm Barry Hart. Malenko picked that name out for me. And I'm working with Johnny Rods, Jose Estrada, and just listening. That was it. I would travel with Mike Cicluna, Jose Luis Rivera, and all, I've traveled with Greg Valentine, Bob Backlund, backseat, mouth shut. No matter what. Even if I had to go to the bathroom, I didn't say nothing. I just wanted to, I didn't want to be a punk. I just wanted to listen and learn. And when you do stuff like that and watch every match and watch film, I'd watch world-class Georgia Championship Wrestling, Florida, whatever I could get on the TV. And you watch and you study and you get this and you get that. It makes you go from a good worker to a great worker.
Yeah, putting in the work.
That's the mindset, your training, staying in shape, your diet, and so forth.
Now, your first couple, back to TV before you get in the house. Now, actually, just a question I have in general. When you get when you get on the house show circuit, is that more money than when you're doing the TV, just the TV? Like, is that more? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the TVs add up. It's pretty good. But yeah, the house shows definitely, yes.
That's where it's at. That's what you want to get on, especially at this point.
Yeah.
Now, your first couple TV matches were against, was it Ralph Mosca or King Kong Mosca and Don Morocco?
Yes, it was King Kong Mosca.
Okay.
Stiff as hell. Stiff as hell, and probably just taking advantage. I'm a young kid and whatever. That's fine. I'm paying my dues. He didn't cripple me. He didn't do any of that. Don Morocco is the ultimate professional. To this day, I think he's the ultimate, between him and Bob Orton Jr., the ultimate heel. Don had the promos, the look. Dude could work. Dude could bump. Dude could amateur wrestle. Dude could pro wrestle. I mean, he's like perfect. I mean, the ultimate tag was, I'd say, him and Orton Jr. and Dick Slater. Phenomenal heel team. You could throw Bob Roop in that mix too.
And watch it. Dick Slater is one of my favorites. It just looked like he was demolishing people.
Oh, yeah. My only thing with Slater was, I mean, he was in decent shape. He wasn't in the shape of Morocco, of course, and other guys. And his work, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but it was a little bit imitated of Terry Funk.
Sure. And
maybe too much.
You have a little bit of time with Terry Funk. I can't wait to talk about here, but I don't want to get too far ahead.
Yeah, I think that Bob Orton Jr. is one of the most underrated workers too.
Oh,
that guy was
without a doubt. When I saw him in Florida, he's just a tall, skinny guy, but he's a hell of an amateur wrestler. He's a hell of a guy. And as he's gotten older, I see him on the meet and greets and WrestleCons. He's calmed down a little bit, and he's just very quiet. And you could feel when somebody respects you in the wrestling business. You got pure respect, and then you got they're jealous or you're going to take my spot, some kind of insecurity. It's not flattering. It's not.
Yeah.
I want to be that way. Oh, my God, please.
The politics of the business seem to be pretty unfortunate.
If more guys would mind their own business, worry about themselves, stay away from your demons. It's easier to say for me because I'm straight edge, but that's me. I've been that way all my life. But here's something that not sometimes not even veterans notice. The bottom line is when you're in that squared circle, get the match over. What does that mean? Does that mean hurry up the match and get back to the locker room? No. It means instead of worrying about yourself, get the match over. Get Owen Hart over, get Barry Horowitz over, get the referee over, and get the fans over. Even in the cheap seats. Get it all over. You'll have fun. You won't have an ego problem. And it works out better. It's no pulling teeth, but a lot of guys have egos and they get stiff and I don't know what Van Vader, JBL, Stan Hansen, or Brody are thinking about when you just throw a punch in a guy's face. Well, anybody could do that in a back alley behind Chili's restaurant for free.
Right.
Okay, so I don't respect that. You know what I do respect? Is making it look like I smashed your face and it felt like beep. That's all it felt like. You are a true athlete and a true artist. If you're that tough, go to UFC.
It's something that really echoes. It echoes something that Mikey is good friends with Reggie Parks. I love her
Reggie Parks is the man. The dude he just always looks great. His work was solid. Underrated, by the way.
He loved to hear that. He talks to us about wrestling with like Harley Race and how that was like it felt like you were getting hit by pillows, and it's almost exactly what you said.
And it didn't look like it though.
Right?
Looked like
no, of course not.
It looked like he's knocking the shit out of you.
Absolutely. Let's get back to your career now. After TV. And the little run with WWE, did you go back to Florida Championship Wrestling? Is this where you were working? You started the 0-43 string, then got in the tournament and beat Mike Graham.
Yeah, basically what happened was I was there about a year, and I went up to Vince Sr. and I asked him. I said, Vince, I think to progress my career, I mean, I'm doing TV, and I don't mind working hard and putting guys over. I don't mind that. But to get progressed, I got to hit the road. I got to learn from guys. I got to travel. I was supposed to go through Jimmy Snuka to Portland, but it was full. So Vince made the call and got me hooked up with Jim Crockett Sr., Crockett Promotions, Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Let me tell you something. Wow. 6 days a week I'm working. I'm traveling with Sonny Fargo, Rufus R. Jones, handsome Jimmy Valiant, sitting in the backseat, Vinny Valentino. We're all straight guys. And there, no matter if you're on first or last, you got to watch every match. It's required. I didn't care. I'm driving with these guys. I save on money with the trans and so forth, driving with the referee. They're doing the drive. They stop at nice places to eat. They made it really fun. And we traveled a lot. I mean, we did that. North and South Carolina is tremendous. Big towns, small towns. Then you drive to Fredericksburg, Virginia. I mean, that's like an all-day affair. But let me tell you something. When you're doing that, that is a high spot territory. I got friggin' polished there. 2 years, nonstop. Then I started driving with Rotundo, Steamboat, and God rest his soul, Jay Youngblood. And phenomenal athletes. Everybody up there was good workers. And I just learned a lot there. That was probably, I don't know what Portland was about, but I don't know if you could top, Crockett Promotions. I was at the first Starrcade. It was just highly enlightening, and I learned a lot of tips from Jake the Snake Roberts there. Anytime I could get help, what to do in this business and what not to do in this business, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Now, when you beat, I know Mike, you were a big fan of Mike Graham, then you beat him and you won the belt. How did you feel about that? That particular moment?
Well, I knew there was a tournament for the Southern title and the Florida title, and Rick Rude got the Southern title, or was it Hercules? I don't remember. I'm not positive on that one. But then I remember going to the Spartan Sports Center because the Armory was active then, so they switched to the University of Tampa. And I get there, and the sheet's up, and I'm working Coco Samoa, then I'm working Hector Guerrero. I go, oh shit, I'm going strong. Stretcher Jack Hart's moving up on the card. And all of a sudden, I see I'm in the main event. I got Percy Pringle as my manager, and I'm going over. I'm beating Mike Graham in his hometown, and I'm from there, which doesn't happen. The only guys I know that happened to from there, off the top of my head, is Brian Blair and Steve Kern and Scott McGee.
That's good company.
I'm just, all great workers. And, back in the day when you were the Florida champion, next step was you're getting a title shot. Ric Flair, Harley Race, Terry Funk, or whoever had the belt. Jack Briscoe, the iconic legend. Talking about technical wrestling, Jack Briscoe, he personifies it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was elated. I mean, I didn't mark out or nothing. I was just, I got to have this match perfect. And I mean, when I won that belt, this wasn't back when heat was heat. Man, I was getting shit thrown at me and spit on and everything. I mean, because, basically it was a screw finish. But Mike Graham, first of all, great power lifter, good amateur wrestler, good baby face, period. And I've only worked with him a handful of times in the ring, and it's so cool. I don't think the only people I could give close to him is maybe Brad Armstrong, Tommy Wildfire Rich, Tom Zink, Brian Pillman. I'm trying to think. That would be. What is that?
Hold on. My cat's going crazy. Hold on real quick. I'm sorry. I just got to get him out of here.
I got my cats out of here.
Hold on, guys.
Hey, Mike, I literally have 30 cats. No, I do. I have 15 inside the house and 15 in my yard.
So he's 20. So he doesn't care anymore. He screams at me all the time.
Excuse me.
So you're traveled. Did you go to Japan? Tell me. And you worked with Baba?
Yes, I went to All Japan.
Okay.
And I had, let me think, 2 or 3 tours. They put me and Al Perez together because we looked like similar, dressed like the black and blue outfit, and they're big on tag teams there. I liked it there a lot. Ted DiBiase asked Stan Hansen to get me in there, which was nice of him. I appreciate it, and it went well. I wish I could have went more. I liked the way they worked there, and obviously they liked me. And it was just another travel down the road, another notch in my belt that I kind of conquered because I thought I'd never go to Japan. And that's like in the top 5. I mean, they got like 20, 30 companies, and really it's all about All Japan and New Japan.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're in these exploding ring matches and not making much. And I don't know. That's not me. I know how to work.
Now all the roads have led. You're back to WWF, and you're doing an enhancement run. You wrestled everybody but Hogan.
Yep.
And then something happens where Terry Funk's horse gets sick.
Uh-huh.
and you are now the Red Knight, and you're in the main event of Survivor Series?
Yes. Boston Gardens.
Tell me a little bit about that. Tell us how that all came about. And
yeah, when you're under contract, you have to show up at every event, which is fine. That's, there'll be guys that'll bitch. They bitch about anything, some of these guys. But yeah, they forget, where they were and where they came from again. But that's only a few. I'm not going to stereotype everybody. But anyway, they came up to me and they said, we need you. And I said, well, oh, yeah. We're going to make an outfit for you. The girls, the seamstress will make it. It made it in about an hour and wore a chinless mask and, stay away from the pat on the back and try to not to be Barry Horowitz out there, which was not a problem. Excuse me. And it was awesome. It was just, I know all the hearts, especially Owen, especially Brett. And I got a concussion in that match by accident, but these things happen. If that's the worst thing that happened to me, I mean, I've got a broken neck. I mean, torn tricep, knees. But so that was nothing compared to those. And it was funny. The ring announcer was Ray Combs from Family Feud.
Yes.
And I think he tragically hurt himself or something intentionally did something to himself, or suicide is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So anyway, dude is only 5'5". I'm about 6 foot or a tad above, and I walk by him and I go, "Get out of my way, shorty!" Boy, he was petrified because he wasn't the back. He wasn't smartened up or nothing. He just looked scared. So that was, and the match went really good, and all the hearts were there. It was really cool, something to remember. And then the Red Knight got about 6 months to a year out of that. I was the Red Knight was traveling to the house shows and the TV, and sometimes I'd partner up with Pat Tanaka. Sometimes I'd partner up with another Knight, but it was pretty cool. And what's really cool is, I don't know this for a fact, I hearsay through the know and the grapevine, but I guess there is some indie guys dressing up as the Red Knight. What they don't realize is, I mean, that's cool and everything, but these fans are smart. It's all over the internet for the last 20 years that it's Barry Horowitz.
Right. Yeah.
Watch the film, you could tell it's me and so forth. So when you go to these conventions or be the Red Knight, maybe if you want to be the Red Knight of Fortnite or something like that, the Red Knight as Barry Horowitz, people, they'll fart on that.
Yeah, they will.
They're going, "Oh, we got some jabroni wannabe from the Indies that thinks he's the Red Knight." Now, if I wear the outfit and they could tell it's me, they're going to love it.
Right.
Because I was the Red Knight. I mean, it's like calling out the sensational destroyer. It's Dick Byers. No, nobody else. Dick Byers. That's it.
Exactly.
Just like the Black Scorpion or Don Jardine. I forgot his name. He's out of Texas. He broke in The Undertaker. You got to be the real deal, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's important to be the real McCoy. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Often imitated, never duplicated, my friend.
Exactly.
Now, this leads to probably your biggest run in WWE with Chris Candido.
Yep.
You pulled the miracle upset, one of the most memorable calls, Jim Ross. Something that's really cool about you have literally been, your matches have been called by Soley, Jim Ross, like everybody that's anybody. So that's pretty cool. Now, after you beat Candido, Skip, and you get this, what is that? What's the difference there for you as a performer? As you've gone from, you're on TV every week, so people know who you are, and then you get this push where you're actually winning matches, and what does that do for you as a performer, and how do you feel about that?
Well, a couple things. It prolongs me to stay there and make more money.
Right.
Keeping my job and staying on the booking sheet, but the other thing is, in my mind, finally, after going to that gorilla position for so many years, pumped up, oiled up, ready, not complaining. I've been at that gorilla position, Mike. Hey, Barry, we don't have time. We don't have your match. No problem. I just got paid a tremendous amount of money for lacing up my boots. Other guys, pissed, talking out loud where other people hear it and they tell other people that could get you ixnayed. I don't sell shit like that. I don't sell ribs. I don't do that shit. I don't play that. I don't want them to know my business. I'm there to wrestle and perform. I mean, I've got a lot of acquaintances in the business. I don't know about true friends. I always say, you want a friend in the wrestling business, buy a dog. This isn't back when I wrestled at FSU or Dixie Hollins. This isn't the NFL. Everybody's out for themselves. I don't give a crap. Well, you may have a couple of buddies that travel together, and have friends, maybe a little bit. But believe me, I think when somebody passes or something, I don't think they worry about the bills being paid or how your wife is or even went to the funeral. I mean, I'd like to know who went to Davey Boy's funeral. I'd like to know who went to a lot that were so-called best buddies. Maybe drinking buddies, maybe prankster buddies, but true deal. You know, it's amazing. You do all this shit. Where are you right now? Well, look at me. I'm doing pretty damn good. Am I putting myself over? Fuck yeah, I am. Nobody else will.
Absolutely.
A little pat on the back right there.
Absolutely. Now, your time with WWE kind of dwindles down, and you head to WCW. You were there at the height of the NWO, the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah.
Tell us about your time in WCW.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was I was on Nitros, I was on Thunders, and I was on Saturday Night, and occasionally I did a Halloween Havoc, and I was getting pretty darn good money. And then all of a sudden they just said, I just have to work every 2 weeks and still get the same amount of money. Wonder why they went out of business. But that's another story. But it was nice there. But the big thing was they were starting a program with me and Alan Funk. And then, of course, they get sold. Nobody calls me. Nobody wants me. They can call me for when they need something. But to be professional, somebody should have called you. Hey, the promotion's been sold. We're sorry. You know, none of that. But that's the wrestling business. Again, when these guys whine and complain to guys that are opposite of me, that have did bad things, that don't train, that their work is half-ass, they're whining. I'm legitimately bitching. There's a difference.
Yeah.
No, there's a difference. I mean, I'm grateful for my push. The money, could I have did more? Yeah, but that's the power of the pencil, not me.
Right.
Because if you want to have boxes checked, I'm sorry, I check them all. I have never failed a drug test. I have never been late. And if I have, it was serious. It was something with a plane or something with a rent-a-car.
Right.
You know,
so it's just out of your hands.
As far as putting 100% in a match, I put 120 in, if not more.
Yeah, you're a model employee. What it comes down to.
I think according to Jim Cornette, I was too model of an employee. Maybe he's got a point. And I really mean that. Think about this, Mike. Not everybody could be a winner. Not everybody could be Shawn Michaels. Not everybody could be Hogan or Kevin Nash. You can't. It can't be that way. Just like if you watch the movies, there's guys that are bigger than The Rock in some of those movies, better actors and everything. I'm sorry, not everybody could be The Rock, and it just doesn't work that way. And if it did, everybody would be, and it wouldn't work. Fans would be bored. It would be a clusterfuck. It wouldn't be good.
Right.
So believe me, these guys that are putting over Jason Statham and The Rock and Schwarzenegger and Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, all that stuff, they're doing their dream and they're making money. It's just the pecking order. It's you know what it is? Take it or leave it.
Right.
I will friggin' take it because somebody else will take it. And then where am I? Where am I? Doing spot shows in Dothan, Alabama? No.
Right. I mean, why coulda, woulda, shoulda when you can,
exactly.
You know?
So and now that the fans have been smartened up, I don't need to defend my career myself. I don't need to try out. My resume friggin' speaks for itself. And if whoever's watching this, the smart marks or some wrestlers or think they're wrestlers or marks for themselves, and they think they'll bury me, believe me, they will. And I don't give a crap. I don't care about them.
Now,
because most of them, not all of them, don't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch.
now, before we hop away from your main wrestling career, something I wanted to ask you is about your run in Global Wrestling Federation there in Texas.
Yeah.
You were a light heavyweight champion a couple times, and I know you beat Jerry Lynn. You beat Jerry Lynn once. What was that like?
That was pretty cool because I was doing a little bit of everything, and drive down to Dallas. Of course, they took care of everything, accommodations and whatnot. And the Dallas Sportatorium I used to watch on TV. When I got there, I couldn't believe that locker room. That was scary. I don't know what was scarier, that or the Sportatorium on 106 North Albany in Tampa, filming Championship Wrestling from Florida with the great Gordon Soley. But it was awesome. They gave me a push. I felt respected. A lot of guys there that I know from Texas, John Tatum. I'm just trying to think of the locals there. The original Tugboat, I think, and Chaz. They were just. It was good. It was again, everybody, no egos, getting the matches over. The hardest ring I have ever been in my career. People do not know the Dallas Sportatorium ring is bolted to the floor. It don't move. And when you take bumps, you didn't see the bumps that you see and people flying around like in All Elite Wrestling. It's like hitting solid cement. It don't budge. I'd take backdrops there or a suplex, and it was like the next day, like somebody punched me in the back. Like I'm going, what is this from? It's a good thing I was conditioning and you're used to that ring. But let me tell you something. When you first start breaking in and you hit those ropes, your back is sore. It feels like you got whooped, lashed. It's brutal. You got to get used to those ropes. And if you don't hit them right, your kidneys are going to hurt.
Oh, yeah. It is not for the weak at heart at all.
No.
Two other wrestling, Hakushi, one of the more well-produced segments of your career. You did a lot of the vignettes. I remember the Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and you're trying to Americanize Hakushi.
Karate Fighters.
Yes. What was that like?
Did a commercial for Karate Fighters, and that was fun. The way they treated it and the way they handled it, and Hakushi was awesome to travel with. He's just a really nice ego. He's a good technical wrestler. I can't say nothing. I mean, he was near perfect.
That's great to hear too. Now, we do a series on about 1995 because universally, like the internet calls it the worst year in professional wrestling history. We haven't. Yeah, Dave Meltzer.
Oh, that's the internet.
Yeah, exactly. You're not a big. So we basically go through. We were just watching the pay-per-views, and before the WWE network got changed over, we've had to take kind of a hiatus, and we haven't got that far into it. We just finished some ECW stuff, and we haven't got to your part of 1995 yet. But Hakushi has been the WWE highlight. Like at this point, like there's been a lot of iffy stuff, but Hakushi was a highlight, and it's good to hear that someone speak highly of him because I haven't really ever heard much about him.
No, he was, and if you think about it, his gimmick from Japan and the tattoos, he was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Now they use that in heel movies, or they're doing it on TV. Everybody's tatted up and stuff, which, that's fine, but almost everybody looks alike. Okay, you got a beard, you're tatted up, you may be jacked up, gassed up or something, but you're all looking the same. Friggin' be different, dudes. Jesus.
Yeah. It's, no,
Everybody's
I know that. I'm sorry, say that again?
Everybody's a biker.
Yeah, I know. Aces and eights forever.
Yeah.
Now, I know that you, from your web series there, from Technically Speaking, you were kind of working on getting a gig as an agent or a coach, and I know you didn't have the best time with Matt Bloom at the Performance Center, and I don't know if you had reached out to Dean Malenko or Jerry Lynn out of AEW, Billy Gunn, any of those guys. I don't know if you had any luck with that. Have you reached out to NWA or Ring of Honor or anything like that?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. NWA only films 5 times a year. Okay. I think they're internet only. I don't think they're interested in me because they got to pay me.
Yeah.
I don't mean tremendous amount of money. Impact Wrestling, I'm not interested in. I used to work for Scott D'Amore back in the day. Dude can't return a phone call because he's such a big shot. That's funny, though, that the WWE execs that did my documentary last December, which it was supposed to show in June or July, but it's on the back burner because of the Peacock situation. Sure. They could get in touch with me sooner than Scott D'Amore. So if you can't call me, you can't pay me.
Yeah.
So I'm really surprised at Scott D'Amore because I've worked indie shows for him early 2000, and really did well. I was there with Rhino and King Kong Bundy. We had some good houses. He paid well. He was excellent, but I don't know what to say with that. So I dismissed that. As far as the Performance Center, you know how I feel about that. I don't want to go into that too much because it's fucking ludicrous. That whole thing. It really is, because it irks me, because I'm sitting at home and I see what's there. Never worked for Vince, which they say that doesn't matter, which is bullshit. Again, it's the powers to be. Who's your friend? Who's this clique? Who's that?
Right.
If anything, you could throw me a bone. You could have me there. I live an hour from there. I could work once a week there. The way they pay, live comfortable the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Remember, I didn't blow my money at the bars at 4 a.m. or strip clubs or getting in trouble or doing the gas or doing anything else illegal.
Yeah.
Blowing my friggin' money because I really think I'm the world champion. So anyway, that's a little bit delusional. But anyway, they're friggin' stupid if you don't hire me. I'm going to pass every test. I'm going to check every box, and I'm going to teach you the way I was taught by Malenko. I don't care if it's old school or new school. Give me a break. I mean, it's just crazy. It does. I'm a carpenter with a box of tools, and I'm not allowed to build a house. Do I have heat? I got no friggin' heat. I know guys there that had fights on planes, that have been arrested and everything, and let's give them a promotion. Maybe I should have been a fuck up back in those days and got arrested. And I'd be world champion in 23 hours.
It really doesn't make much sense, because you are so technically savvy, and your resume does speak for itself. Have you ever thought about like starting the Barry Horowitz Academy and just run your own school?
I did. My Reno Riggins and I had a school in Kentucky when I used to live in Nashville, Tennessee, my second home. I'm originally from Florida. It lasted about a year, and the only reason we both got booked so much that we couldn't run the school.
Yeah.
So that's that. Now, All Elite is right up my alley. You know what's funny about All Elite? I got Billy Gunn's tryout match, him and Bart Gunn.
Yeah.
In, I think, White Plains, New York, or Buffalo. So Billy knows me. Jerry Lynn knows me. Nobody's going to speak for me because I may take their spot. And I'm not trying to take your spot. I'm just trying to add some flavor to the recipe, to the stew.
Yeah.
And you got Malenko there, which is probably the best. Dean Malenko. That's your best trainer. So you got these other guys, and now all of a sudden you employ Arn Anderson's son. I'm going, wow, okay. I mean, that's great. That's good. I mean, that's good, but I'm going, you're telling me you can't fit me in there. Now, let me think again. Okay, like you said, I'm the perfect employee, and I even got a push, and they even did things with me. So I can't figure out where this heat so I would love to say any of these guys. By the way, I know everybody up there but Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Okay, I put his dad over. I worked with his brother. You're crazy not to hire me. And I don't need astronomical fee like some of these guys do. Millions upon millions. Yeah, I'd love it. But they're not realizing the what's the word? Complexity of this story. It's stupid. Because if I can come up with an idea or be there, it makes no sense. Again, if I was the opposite of what I am right this minute, then I'd say, okay, but I'm not. And let me tell you something. In my eyes, at my age, I blow everybody away. And I'm natural, by the way.
Yeah. Staying jacked. Now we're music guys. We do punk rock and some hip hop. And I know I have two music things I want to talk to. One you might not be that happy about, and the other one that I know you will be. But I know Action Bronson made a song called Barry Horowitz that is just basically a love letter to you. But what do you? From what I understand, he didn't reach out to you or anything like that, and he got some kind of heat with you. Or
first of all, I'm not going to even say his name. He's a wannabe rapper. Maybe he should stop eating pizza or something. I don't know. But here's the deal. they try to get in touch with me through a New York DJ and very disrespectful towards me. If you're judging me by my character, an enhancement guy or this or that, would you talk to this way to Ric Flair? Would you talk this way to Rick Martel? Would you talk this way to anybody else? Would you talk this way to Steven Tyler? No. So it would, again, stupidity, because what they wanted me to do is come out on stage with him and put him in a headlock. And it was literally 45 minutes from my house.
Okay.
And you missed all of this and told me, so what is the financial gain here for Barry Horowitz? And the guy goes, well, we got T-shirts and hot dogs. That's when I went on. I said, you know what? I'm not under contract, and I'm tired of being a nice guy. Sometimes it pays to and go with the flow, get along, go along. Okay, but don't fucking disrespect me like that. You're a fucking punk DJ wannabe. Go get me some coffee or a protein shake, okay? And you call up me at my house and degrade me like that? Would you do that with anybody else? And you missed out on a simple payday. It would have been simple. I would have did it. You missed out on it, so you did that and write a song about me and do this and do. Let me tell you something. If I was under contract with Vince, just as Barry Horowitz, or if I was John Cena, with his money, he would fucking own Eminem overnight.
Right. They offered you a hot dog and a T-shirt. Really? Like, that's so absurd. I'm sorry.
I cussed him out, and I said, I'm not even interested. Don't call me back again. I said, lose my number. I said, how dare you? I said. I mean, that was that was stupidity. Now, I've ran into other people, and I did a commercial, or I did this and did that, and it was a decent payday, but it was smart. You don't do so. First of all, as far as I know, who's running that show is Action Bronson, I think, out of Detroit, works for Eminem. Believe me, he can afford it. What he can't afford is to get sued and owned by Vince overnight.
Right.
We're not talking a millionaire no more. He's a friggin' billionaire.
Sure.
It was handled wrong. And if anything, the guy should apologize to me, anything. And I still got to hear this bullshit about that's the name of the song, I'm in the video, all of that.
Right.
It's wrong. It's just, I don't like being disrespected. You know, back years ago, maybe you could do that. I was young, I was green. At this age and this point of my life and what I did in the wrestling business, go fuck yourself. I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's wrong. And I'm not hurt or nothing like that. Am I putting it over? Yeah, I don't like that. And believe me, other guys wouldn't like that. Other guys like Paul Orndorff, Bob Orton Jr., they'd punch the shit out of you.
Absolutely.
If you don't believe me, if he was alive, ask Vader.
Yeah. No, I was just really interested in the backstory. I didn't want to get y'all fired up.
Oh, that's all right.
I would have jumped to something that's a little bit better. Joe Diffie, 32. Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. I always like getting excited about guys that are on Vice Channel eating pizza.
Yeah. I think he slowed down on the pizza. He's lifting weights. I don't know. Maybe
Let's see how long that wet dream lasts for.
Now, you're a big country music fan. You're in this video, Pickup Man, Joe Diffie, 32 million views. We just watched it. Is that a badass song or what?
It's catchy.
Yeah. It'll stick with you. You're in the video. How'd that all happen?
I was, let's see, where was I? In Nashville, they have this thing called Summer Lights, and now it's called CMA Fan Fest. Okay. Basically, they get together outside and run. I just watched it the other night. It's really good. They film for 2 days. Your hottest country music, Blake Shelton, Miranda Lambert, list goes on. And I went to Summer Lights. It was called back then. This is how far back it was. I remember Curtain Jerker on first, Toby Keith. Toby Keith right now could own all of us.
Right.
He doesn't even go on TV. He's got so much money. So anyway, I see him there, And this guy comes up to me and another guy, and I don't know how I got invited backstage. Oh, because of the wrestling. I think I was working for Vince at the time, and it was a perk, and I got to go back there with my wife and son. And this guy comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, I'm lead guitar player for Joe Diffie, and this is Keith Burns, and he's bass player. Hey, this, and that." So I became friends with the guy. He lives 45 minutes from my house, and that it was a friendship. I get introduced to Joe. Now, here's the cool part. Joe's not a wrestling fan.
Okay.
So you're not going to get much with him.
Yeah.
And he calls all the shots. Until one time we were at the Grand Ole Opry, and he decided at, I guess he's 5'8", 5'7", to try like I'm a roadie or one of his guys. I said, "I don't fucking work for you, dude." That was the end of that conversation. I'm not going to be, no, man. Again, disrespect. So anyway, that got clarified and things straightened up and so forth. So then I get this call that to be in that video was in Lewisburg or Lewiston, Tennessee, a drive-in. I don't know if it was closed or not, but we started filming at 7:30 at night and didn't end until 3 a.m.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool. I'm in there like 4 or 5 times, but my favorite part is that guitar solo, and I stand between them patting myself on the back.
Yeah.
I mean, people see that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It was really cool, and it was fun. And I tried out for another one. Who are those guys? Now I'm not going to remember them. Of course not, because I remember almost all my bands. They were crap. They were Danny Shirley was the lead singer. Confederate Railroad.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think they're anymore. They're just doing honky tonks and so forth. Not everybody gets to stay on a recording contract and stays, like a Garth Brooks or a George Strait, stay relevant like that. And I went there to try out, and they told me that I looked too much like the lead singer. So I looked at the lead singer. We did resemble each other, and I'm going, I don't believe this shit. Because what's going on is I look like him. He's the lead singer. Out you go. You know how that works.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of bullshit. And then I find out they make the video, and everybody's wearing masks. What a rib.
Well, Barry, what do you got going on now?
Well, besides training 6 days a week like a madman, because I was injured, I took time off. I'm training smarter. I joined I'm in a new gym now, better atmosphere. My diet's better. I mean, I'm a certified sports nutritionist from FSU. So I do some of that sometimes. I did it for a while. I do a lot of the meet and greets. I do these podcasts. Cameo is huge with me. Huge. ProWrestlingTees.com, YouTube. So basically, I'm staying busy and booked. I mean, things have slowed down because of COVID. But still, before this ride is over, remember now, I'm a pursuer. Out the ass is I want to be a coach or an agent, preferably a coach. I fly into towns and I do 2 to 3 hour physically and mentally seminars and taught the way I was taught. And, that's my big thing. And something else is going on in my mind. I still can't get over that I can't fit in all Elite's locker room. It just, but basically what it is somebody doesn't know me or somebody's burying me. That's what's going on. Because if you think what's back there, now nothing against Billy Gunn or Jerry Lynn. Actually, Billy Gunn's had a hell of a career.
Yeah.
I think Jerry's career was WCW in Japan. He's a quiet guy, but he's a good guy. I saw him at Icons of Wrestling 2 or 3 years ago in Philly, which I will be there in 2 weeks. It's going to be huge. I will be there at my table. It'll be Barry Horowitz and Deborah McMichael.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be that show. It starts at 10. till 4, it will stay nonstop till 3:30. And I mean, they just keep on coming in. Keep on.
Yeah.
And my fans, and everybody says this, it may sound trite, but my fans, you know, that I like them and this and that more so since they smarten up and they realize it's cool to like Barry Horowitz, not just Hulk Hogan or Ted DiBiase or Rick Steamboat or something like that. They are so appreciative because they know my craft and my art. And I don't care 20 years ago, 30 years ago, right now, when I'm done wrestling, if I put over somebody or I went, they're happy because they saw a professional work. It's not punch, kick, rake eyes, put some face paint on, shake the top rope, and think you're the fucking shit.
That's what we all say too.
Yeah, that'll draw flies in a phone booth, which isn't good.
Are you still working on your book?
I am. That's kind of a kayfabe situation for the next 2 years. I want it to be near perfect as far as I don't want it to be just burying people and using names. I'm going to pick and choose how I want that. I mean, I have this thing, and a lot of guys know about it too. And I don't know if Jericho got wind of it or I didn't get wind of his, so I didn't copy him because I wouldn't do that. You know, he's got this gimmick about a list.
Yeah.
Well, I know Chris just from WCW. He's a gentleman. Hey, he's been broken in by the Hearts. He's from Canada. I'm pro Canada. I have the utmost respect for him. He knows Malenko. He doesn't know me like he knows Malenko and Eddie Guerrero and whatnot. But that's what I got turned around there now. Sorry. I got like 7 things going on my mind right now.
Sure.
I was thinking, try to help me out here.
We're talking about your book?
Right. Okay. I'm sorry.
Right.
Okay. So we're talking about the book. So I want to watch what I say with people and so forth. And so basically what I'm going to do is hire a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
And just talk. That's the only way I could do it properly.
Yeah.
And that's how I want to do it. But there is certain people, getting back to that list. I have a list, Mike, and it's a list. I fucking hate you. B is I don't like you, but I don't hate you. And C is whatchamacallit? What is it when you say there's a wording for when you know somebody something and I hate this. When you know somebody about something, you just let it go because of what you know about them or something.
Right.
There's a wording for it, and it just escapes me right now.
They
Sorry.
get a pass, basically.
Yeah, basically something like that. They're harmless.
Right. Okay.
They're harmless. Okay. So I remember these guys, and I won't forget it either. I don't forget it because I just remembered just different things. Like I'll give you one right off the top of my head. Big John Studd. Okay. You know, the last time I seen legs like that, they were hanging from a nest. All upper body. God forbid, train your legs. You were trained by Killer Kowalski. Okay. And I'll never forget, I was in the gym with Barry Darso, and he's telling me something about my body or something, but knocking it. And I'm going, dude, you're all broken out from taking tests that's oil-based instead of doing water-based, you dumbass. And, okay, you can't work. You got your ass beat by Andre the Giant, and I don't even know what killed you, but I don't forget people like that. That's wrong. It's just wrong. I don't forget when my kneecap got in a inflatable cast. I did a flying body press. I was young, hit a board in the ring, and it caused blood to swell. It had to be drained. I was in a inflatable cast for months. I'll never forget this. I'm walking back to the dressing room. Ivan Putski standing there. Oh, you need to learn to work, kid, or something. I'm in fucking pain. I'm 21 years old. I got to hear that. I got to hear that from a guy that's 5'3", gassed up, and again, he don't know a wrestling hold from any kind of hold.
Yeah.
Okay? How dare you? How dare you? Now, his son, not a bad guy. I met him a few times. I wrestled him a few times. But
Scott?
to say that, you know, and you can't say nothing. I'm 21. You got to be careful what you say. It's just like be careful who you fight in the locker room, too, because pecking order, you know, I may take somebody down or something. I'm not the toughest guy in the world, but let's just say I take somebody down. They don't know I amateur wrestle. Believe me, if if Barry Horowitz takes down Randy Savage or somebody of that nature, Barry's gone the next day.
Yeah.
They will make an example out of me.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm drawing Vince big money, they'll skate around that shit.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
the politics of the business, man.
The politics of the business. Take them or leave them.
Yeah. What do you tell us? Who do you have a real positive memory of? Somebody that really stands out as somebody that just reached out and was good to you. Not a single one.
I'm just playing. I'm being sarcastic. Who stands out? Who stands out in my eyes? This is who stands out in my eyes. Bob Backlund, Jack Briscoe, Mike Graham. I'm just thinking different people that I like. Tom Zink, Brian Pillman, Barry Darso, Bill Eadie. Let me think. Of course, Skip. Of course, Akushi. Wow. There's not a lot of positive. There's a lot of negative guys. I like JYD. Wow. Yeah, Pistol Pez Watley. I'm just trying to think of Dutch Mantell. He's kind of on that C list, but he's all right now. He's all right. You don't want to be, excuse me, on the A or B list with me.
Right.
Again, I don't know where Jericho got that because I think my list has been around for a long time. I just kind of kayfabed it. I would tell certain people. Definitely One Man Gang, OMG, George Gray. What a great guy. Salvatore Bellomo, Don Morocco, Bob Orton Jr. And by the way, in my eyes, I haven't seen the whole talent pool of the WWE. Randy Orton is number one in my eyes. Why? He's a friggin' vicious heel.
Yeah.
He looks great. Face, body, head to toe. Promos are flawless. And guess what? He's a fucking Orton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barry Orton was good. The Big O was good. And so was Bob Orton Jr. But Randy Orton, I don't know him. I know of him. I heard he had some issues or demons, whatever. Keep those away, Randy. You're going to retire a rich, rich man. You've already been there 20 friggin' years. And you still got a lot of gas in that tank.
Yeah.
A lot more gas than somebody's cartoons you got up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I'm calling it like it is. I'm not I'm calling it, because let me tell you something, how you get heat with fans and other wrestlers. If you candy code shit like, oh, no, dude is a good guy, and no, he isn't. You're full of shit and you're lying. You'll get more respect if you man up. Not knock him or bitch, man up. There's a difference.
Yeah.
So
That's understandable. I tell you, Barry, this has been really cool.
I learned a lot from Bob Backlund in the ring and mostly outside the ring. How to conduct yourself like a professional.
Yeah. I saw something recently with him where he really lives the gimmick. Like he was on TV. They were there's some show on where they go get artifacts. Like they're trying to put together something.
Oh yeah.
And he was on it. And he had the Iron Sheik's clubs.
Oh.
He had the Iron Sheik gave him some clubs.
Persian clubs, yeah.
Yeah, they went to get the Persian clubs from him, and he was still playing 1995.
Yeah, he does.
Bob Backlund.
That's cool, but bringing up those Persian clubs. Now I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this. This is allegedly. I know the Sheik does them well, and I think Karl Gotch did them very well, and of course Karl Gotch helped train me also. Malenko's are first and foremost. But Karl Gotch was part of that mix. So was Karl von Stronheim, Louis Astea. And I was told, and I think even maybe the Sheik said it, that Jody Malenko could do those better than anybody. Let me tell you something. Jody Malenko is my mentor. Mm-hmm. He's a friggin' machine super shooter.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with a guy that gets off and brings you down and dislocates your arm or neck or shoulder and gets enjoyment out of it and knows how to do it properly.
Yeah.
He is a submission artist. You don't want to mess with somebody.
I believe
you don't want to mess with somebody like that. I mean, they're scary. But I am proud to be, Mike, when I was being trained by them, I was supposed to kayfabe that name because it was a bad name in the wrestling business. You're wrestling outlaw. Now you could say whatever you want because it's all out in the open thanks to the internet and Dave fucking Meltzer. So anyway, yeah, when people don't respect me, I'm not going to respect them. I'm not doing it. And then all of a sudden, I really love when you're gone away from the contract. Hey, you're a great worker, Barrett. Why couldn't you say that in the locker room 10 years ago? You afraid a stooge is going to hear you and report it and bump you out and put me in? Well, maybe we should trade places on the card if you fucking can't work.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's incredible, the lack of appreciation.
Lack of appreciation and disrespectful, just different little things. It's just, I don't like the pecking order. Like, let's just say hypothetically here, and I'm just using random names. Let's just say Hogan, which I love. I've never had a problem with him. I never got to work with him. I've traveled with him, been in the locker room. He's been an utmost gentleman with me. I don't know if it's because I'm from Tampa or I was wrestling in Birmingham Civic Center one night. We were the second or third match. He was on top with $1 Million Man. And, second match with Tim Horner. He comes, he goes, "Hey, guys, great match." He says, I can't do that stuff. He said, "You guys are the wrestlers. I'm a gimmick." That was just a compliment. It was really nice of him. And, hey, thanks, Hulk. I'm glad to be on his card because when you're on the A card, you're making a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got the A card, you got the B card.
Yeah. It's nice to hear good shit about Hulk Hogan, too.
What's that?
It's nice to hear good shit about Hulk Hogan, too, because a lot of guys, I think, just bury him to be assholes.
Those guys.
Yeah.
You know what? It pisses me off. I'm not going to go into that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say 3 or 4. They knock him. I didn't hear you knocking him when you were on his card making a shitload of money and he was sitting 2 stalls away from you in the locker room.
Yeah.
Coward. Say it to him then. Yeah. I don't hear any of that. It's all jealousy.
Yeah.
It's all jealousy. It's crap. That's just you think he cares?
No, not at all.
No.
He's a fucking cultural icon. Like,
yeah. And here's another thing. This comes from an old country music song. You can look this up. Kathy Mattea. I'm going back old school. Friends you could count on one hand with a few fingers left over.
Yeah. Yep. Ain't that the truth?
Put that in your bong and toke it.
Man, I think that's a perfect spot to close it. That's a soundbite and a half. Put that in your bong and smoke it.
That's it.
If people wanted to see what you're up to and keep up with you, do you have social medias that you want to plug or some websites or merchandise?
Like I've told you, all the other ones, the Cameo and whatnot, and Facebook is the way you're going to do it. But let me tell you something. If you Google Barry Horowitz, it will go on to umpteen sites that I don't even know about. I get tagged and this and that, and I'm on a site in England or something, and I don't even know about it. Mm-hmm. So I'm all over the place, and that's kind of cool. And believe me, some of these fans or IT guys or internet gurus, they're going to find me and find where I'm at.
Absolutely.
One of these days, they'll be knocking at my front door, and I'm going to have to take them down and stretch them and give them a northern light on the sidewalk right in front of my neighbor. Brock Lesnar style.
Yep. Well, we need to get you up to Omaha before too long.
I love Omaha.
There's definitely a couple organizations that could benefit from a seminar or two.
Oh, that would be. You know, you could tell a guy from Omaha, but you can't tell him much.
Barry, thank you so much for doing that with us. It's been a huge honor, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
I want to
memories.
thank you for letting me be on your show, and I appreciate it very much. I want to leave you with this. Of course, you know, I'm Mr. Technical and you're not, but the biggest thing is there's a lot of so-called great wrestlers out there, but Barry Horowitz wrestles great.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you again, sir. We appreciate you so much.
I appreciate all your time and effort. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night and weekend.
Talk to you soon.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Full Barry. This is the Barry Horowitz experience. Full Barry. This is the Barry Horowitz experience. Full Barry. This is the Barry Horowitz experience. Full Barry. It's the Russian leg sweep.